Hello there, in this episode we're going to be talking about how bad the memory management can be if you're using landscapes. It's not a clickbait, it's something that's real, something that I faced, something that's made the game crash for a lot of people. It's just so nonsense, but I mean, it is what it is. So let's say you go into the landscape mode. I can't do it in the Android previewer, and you've created one. You've done a great job creating a really nice smooth landscape, and then you're done. You created your jungle, beach, desert, whatever that is, and you have your landscape which looks nice like this one. But let me tell you that this is not a landscape. So I was facing problems in memory management, and in Android, if you have memory management issues, the game is likely to crash. So there's a way to fix it. In Android and iOS, I know if that problem exists in iOS, but it's better safe to be sorry. So you have your landscape, and then you want to change it to a static mesh or to pieces of static mesh. So what you're gonna do is go into the file, first select your landscape, and then export selected, and then export it somewhere. I already exported it, and then you just have to go ahead and drag the exported file into the content browser, which for me I've done so in the merged meshes for myself. And if you wanna divide it to pieces, you can do that in Blender. I didn't do it because my world is not so big. It's just a little bit of a piece. It's not that much, but let me tell you that it was heavy. And then you open it up, and then you take a look at this, and then is when you realize how big of a static mesh, how big of an information you're loading onto your game. Then you have to come in here in the reduction settings under the LOD 0. I'm using 5% of my whole triangles, which, I mean, it just shows you how big of a static mesh I was trying to handle in my game. That's a lot. And it has a lot of other information on top of it as well, like foliage information, materials information, and so on and so forth. Oh, collisions information. This one just has a simple collision. I had a simple collision, but I had to go ahead and change it to complex collision, which I don't know where it was, to be honest. Yeah, collision complexity. Use complex collision as simple is what you wanna go with. You won't have the headache of different collision setups of landscapes. You won't have the headache of different LOD setups. You've seen it, right? When you are getting close to somewhere, the landscape's just changing, and with a static mesh that's only 3,573, you won't have that problem because you don't need to change any LODs at all. And this one has just only one LOD, so it's pretty low in size, and it's a great option to use in Android. For the material part though, because it's most likely that you've already created some pretty complex material for it. Not this one, maybe this one. Yeah. So instead of landscape layer blend, you have to multiply things together, and instead of painting on top of the landscape, you can just use the vertex color. Like, just type in vertex color, drag it into the height lerp, and A and B are what you will be changing the mesh paint in them as well. I mean, this video is gonna be really short. I don't have the time. We don't have the time to explain all of it, but this is what you'll get if you don't have the energy to search for it. But I'd recommend you go ahead and search for vertex painting if you don't know how to do it, and do it that way. Just change the landscape to a static mesh, and then if you want different surfaces, like this is some texture, this, and here is different textures multiplied together, and again different texture, so different surfaces all together achieved with multiplying by a noise texture or noise texture using a smooth step and then one minus and then multiplying and adding things together, or using vertex painting and or adding all of them together. It can get really complicated really fast, but the point is use static meshes. It's cheap, it's easy to use. You can use foliage on top of it. Use foliage. Foliage is really good on handling memory, but don't use it on landscape. Use it on a static mesh. I hope this saves you and your game, and I wish you a great day. Bye.